All right, Jaguars. Hopefully, you are as excited about the start of the 2020-2021 school year as we are. The purpose of this video is to show students and parents how to log into Focus to get their schedules. It's going to become very important that parents and students do so as soon as possible. For the most part, schedules are pretty much almost done and they are available in Focus. They were as of today, August 17th. And so students and parents can go into Focus as of today to log in to get their schedules uh, for this Friday's virtual open house and obviously for the start of the school year, which is on Monday. And so this video will provide instructions on how to do all of that. And so a couple things before we get started. In order to be able to get your website to access it, you'll need to know a couple things. One, you'll need to know the school website. We changed our website several months ago. This is the new one, the new updated one. It's www.osceolaschools.net/KMMS. That one's a pretty easy one. The second one you'll need to know is your student ID number. Most students at this level, at the middle school level, know it and have memorized it and are fine with that. Incoming sixth graders may have difficulties with that, but for the most part, all students in middle school will know it and have it memorized. The last one may be a challenge for some, and that's the student password, your password to log in to your computer and to Focus and to all of the things that you'll need to gain access to in Teams. For some reason, if for some reason you can't, if you don't know your password or can't log in, please feel free to call the school. Be more than happy to reset your password for you so that you can log in to Focus so that you can get your schedule. Uh, it's very important that everyone goes online to Focus to download their schedules so they can participate in the virtual open house. But it is imperative that digital learning students uh, do so because you will need your schedules for the start of Monday. Face to face students will, if for some reason don't and do not participate in our virtual open house, can get their schedules when they come on Monday. Obviously, you want to do it earlier so that you can have it so you know where to go at the very start of the day, and you'll be able to go to first period and traverse your classes without any issues. But digital learning students will definitely need it by Monday. The reason for that is because our digital learning experience this year, the start of this year, is very different. It's going to be very different than it was during the spring, during fourth quarter. Students are expected to rotate through their schedule just like a face-to-face student would. And so the school day starts at 9:20. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you are expected to log in and be prepared and go to your first period class that is on your schedule at 9:20 sharp. That's the start of the day. Teachers will be taking attendance and they'll be marking students tardy. Please make sure that you actively participate with your teacher online. Each digital virtual classes, for every virtual class, you will have a teacher there to provide instruction, direct instruction, and assist you with your coursework and your assignments. And they'll be there to assist you in every way, shape, and form that you need assistance in. So please make sure you follow the schedule. Uh, the only periods that are the exception, obviously, are your lunch periods. If you are a sixth grade student, your lunch period will be third period. If you are a seventh grade student, your lunch period will be fourth. If you're an eighth grade student, your lunch period will be fifth period. And of course, the schedule is different on Wednesday because Wednesday is a early release day and school ends at 3:20. Whereas on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, the school day ends at 4:20. So keep that in mind as well. Also, if you're new to the school, you'll notice that there's an extra period in there called the intervention period, and we'll talk more about what that's going to look like specifically for the first 2 weeks of school. And that period is between 10:09 and 10:39, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll talk more about that in a second, but probably the most important takeaway from this is if you are a digital learning student, a distance learning student, you must traverse through your schedule, through your assigned classes, just like you would if you were on campus. The only difference is obviously you're doing it in Teams in your computer. And obviously, you digital learning students have to abide by not only the regular code of conduct, but they have to abide by all district digital learning expectations, and those will be explained to you by your teachers when you log in. So, actually, I will come back to that. So let's go ahead and get started. So, the very first thing you'll need to do if you're wanting to log in to Focus to get your schedule is go to our school website. And this is what it looks like, much nicer than what it looked like before, and lots of great information. If you are wanting to keep up with important announcements, this is definitely the place to go. We post announcements as soon as we have them available for parents and students. The link that you want to have access to is this one. It's class link. And so you'll click on the class links, this little cloud here, the furthest right icon on the very top here, this top bar. It's called class link. You want to click on that. When you click on that, you will be asked to put in your user ID and your password, and that will take you to a screen that looks like this. Mine looks a little different. I have a lot more icons than students do, but the one icon that we do have in common, we do have many in common, but the one that you will need to get your schedule is this one right here, the one that says Focus. When you click on Focus, you have to put in your student ID number and your password, I believe, and then that will take you to your portal, your student portal, so that you can have access to your schedule, and that looks very much like this. And so this is kind of a sample one. I've blocked out the student name and their schedule here so that you don't, or their information here so that it's not public access, but this is what it looks like when students log in to Focus. Probably the most important thing that you'll need for Friday and Monday is right over here where it says class schedule. You'll click on class schedule, and then you'll have access to something that looks a lot like this. This is a sample class schedule. And so just to kind of go through the various items that are on here, especially if you're new to middle school, the item on the left where it says course, this is the name of the class. And each student will have 8 periods throughout the day, including lunch. This person has 5th period lunch, this sample student. The next thing you'll need to know is the teacher's name. For the most part, students don't really pay attention to these numbers. These are just course codes and section numbers. If you see a D, that means you're a digital learning student. If there's no D next to the section number, then you're face to face. And the various letters mean different things. None of which is really important for a student. The next thing you'll need to see is the room number, and this really is only important if you're a face-to-face student, but buildings are marked very clearly, and there'll be plenty of people here to assist you when you arrive on campus if you're a new student, to kind of point you in the direction that you need to go to. And so this is the schedule, and of course you can print it out so you can have access to it and use it for our virtual open house and the first day of school. The next thing that you will need to make sure you're kept informed of is our intervention schedule. I talked about this when we went over the schedule for the day. Our intervention period is right after first period. And so for the first 2 weeks of school, it's going to look like this. It will change, but the first 2 weeks, it's going to look like this, and your first period teacher will go over this as well. So on Monday, on the 24th, after first period will be our first intervention period, and it will be first period. So you will go nowhere. You will stay with your first period class, regardless of whether you are a virtual student or a face-to-face student. On Tuesday, after first period, your intervention period will be second period. And when the bell rings, if you're a face-to-face student or if you're a virtual student, you will stay in second period. Wednesday, there are no intervention periods. It's just a regular schedule. It's an early release day. On Thursday, it gets a little trickier, especially if you're new to intervention periods or this type of schedule. After first period, you will go to third period. So we're going to go down the line through each of the periods until we get through all 8 periods. And during each intervention period, there'll be specific activities for you to do, especially for the first 2 weeks of school, to kind of help you prepare you for the start of the school year. So on Thursday, after your third period intervention, you're going to go to second period and traverse your schedule just like you would any other day. And then on Friday, after first period, you go to fourth period intervention, and then second, and you traverse the regular schedule just like you would normally. And so that's kind of all there is to it. Very important that you get your schedule ahead of time before Friday. You will need it for our virtual open house. Our virtual open house information will be posted online on the website and on Facebook. Um, it's not active yet, but the icon for it looks like this. You want to go to this top bar with all of the scrolling pictures. All these are various links to various things. Of course, it's the first one. Here you go. And so it's going to be on Flipgrid. It, the information to getting access to the screen or the tab or the picture looks identical to this. The only difference is there'll be a website here with instructions. So you'll have a website and then instructions off to the right explaining how to access the virtual open house. The reason you need your schedule is because you'll need to know your teachers and the classes, because on the Flipgrid the teachers have prepared videos with kind of a welcome message and what the class expectations are and what to expect from their class, regardless of whether you are a virtual student or a face-to-face student. So you'll need your schedule so you can see your teacher, see and meet your teachers on the school Flipgrid for our virtual open house. And of course, if you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to contact the school. You can email myself if you like. My name is Mr. Franceschi. I'm one of the assistant principals. You can find all of the email addresses for staff and faculty on the About Us. You just click on our administrators and there's information on all three of the administrators. There's Dr. Rolando, the principal of the school, Ms. Mabra, and myself. Our email addresses are on this page. The staff directory is also here. It's also under the regular staff directory tab as well, in case you're wanting to email a specific teacher. We are here to help you in any way that you need. Please call the school if you need assistance in getting your schedule ahead of time prior to Friday and definitely prior to Monday. Please remember, distance learning students, that you have very specific expectations that you need to follow. You are expected to log in come the first day of school just like any other student would to get their education. You're going to participate on a regular schedule just like face-to-face students will have to. If you have any questions or need any assistance, please do not hesitate to contact anyone at the school. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions. You have a good day, and we'll see you soon.